Greetings, sisters and brothers of Local 2627. Today is Monday, October 3rd, and let you know what's going on. PEF, which is known as the Public Employee Federation, about 28,000 members, has refused the contract that was offered to them by the state. Now, the contract has things like zeros for the first 3 years. Then in the third year, they're going to give them a $1,000 cash bonus, which would not be pensionable. Then for the next 2 years, you would get 2% a year. In addition to that, they want them to pay higher premiums on their health insurance, increase their co-pays, and also have them do 9 days of furlough. That's days that they come to work, but they don't get paid, or they don't go to work and they don't get paid. Either way, not something that's pretty, not something that we should deal with, and congratulations for them for turning it down. There came down something from the city, from DCAS, Provisional employees will now get their disciplinary rights reinstalled if they've done at least 2 years of service. Because we had a problem where members were being fired because they didn't have any disciplinary rights because of the Long Beach decision. If you have 2 years of service, these rights will be reinstated to you. You need to talk to this office if you need more details about it. DOF is transferring 17 employees to DOITT. So we have 17 employees who are doing a functional transfer from where they were at the Department of Finance into DOITT. Right now, it should be more or less transparent. There shouldn't be any real problems. If you're one of these people, you might want to give this office a call to see if we should intervene in any way. There's a company called the Project on Government Oversight, which evaluates how much the money the government spends. And they realize that the government is spending about $320 billion on consultings, on contracts. And this is something that they have decided they need to talk to the government about doing, because this is money that could be going into our pockets, giving us job security. There's a rally tomorrow, which is October 4th at 4 o'clock to support the people from 372, the Board of Education Workers, with the cutbacks that they're doing at the DOE. The rally will start in front of City Hall at 4 o'clock and it will run until about 6 o'clock. Another thing I would like to mention is resignations. Before you decide that you want to get up and resign from your job because you get pissed off or something like that, please give this office a call. Don't just arbitrarily get up and resign, because it may be one of the worst decisions you could possibly make. You need to talk to us and see if it's the right thing to do, if it will help protect your situation at all. I mean, when I say that, I mean it's possible that you're close to retirement or something like that, and it might be better for you to resign versus being brought up on disciplinary charges. But don't let management get under your skin and all of a sudden you say, I'm going to resign. This happens and people come back and they try to get their jobs back after they realize what they had done. The same thing with not having any type of counseling before you retire. Make sure you have some type of counseling at DC 37 with the pension area downstairs to make sure that they will give you the right information about how you should go out or when you should go out. All these things make a difference in the rest of your life, because remember, you're going to be on a fixed income, and we don't want you to be one of the members that calls back, or former members that call back to this office asking us how to get their jobs back after they've made that move. Now, we put something on the web page, I guess 2 Mondays ago, and I think it's entitled 545 versus 300 million. The 545 that we're talking about is the 545 people, the politicians that control everything that has to do with the 300 million people of this country. We have 435 congressmen, 100 senators, 9 Supreme Court justices, and 1 president. Basically, Congress controls everything. Congress and the Federal Reserve. We need to make sure that we do whatever we can do to make sure these people who do not support us, which means they do not support our way of life, because they're fat cats sitting back making all the money, and the things that really affect the rest of us, I mean, whether it's jobs or health or military service and things like that, we need to put the people in there that have our interests in their minds, not the people that have their private or being lobbied by some big corporations to take care of what their interests are. We're 300 million strong, and when we need to go to these polls and we need to vote and we need to look of who we're voting for, we need to make sure that people have our best interests in their minds and in their hearts. Because they don't, we'll continue to get screwed the way we're getting screwed, the way they're trying to dismantle the civil service. They want to dismantle civil service so they have more of a hand on top of your head, keeping you down. Good and welfare. Kenny Williams from DOITT has had foot surgery, and Karen Hadley is recovering from a surgery. We have Denny Sarian, who's very ill right now with DOF, and we hope them all speedy recoveries. And let me remind you one more time, you gotta vote. And I'm going to start saying this every time I send out an e-alert and anytime I do a presence report. I'm going to try to make sure that I remind you, you have to vote. We have to change our situation. The things that are going on the Brooklyn Bridge or down there where the Bull is downtown, the people are demonstrating against Wall Street, we have to stand up and fight for our rights. We need to send a message out to these politicians because we're being screwed by these politicians that have their own selfish interests in their hearts and in their minds. They don't care about us at all. Because remember, these people all have all the benefits that they're trying to take from us. Remember that. They have all the benefits, and they don't have to work 25 or 30 years to do it either. They become a politician for 2 years or 4 years or 6 years, whatever it is, and they have these benefits for the rest of their lives. Anyway, until next week, this is Robert Ajayi in solidarity. Please vote.